Hi Sylvia, this is your reading. We're using the Doreen Virtue Tarot Fairy, what the heck ever it's called, the Fairy Tarot cards. Anyway, so I've already shuffled them. I'm going to cut them so that you can see, and then I'll start your reading. There's a cat trying to get in here, so if you hear any weird noises, that's what's happening. All right. First card sums up your overall situation. This is what covers you. This right here is the Four of Spring. Spring in a traditional tarot deck is staves, so that would be the fiery suit, having to do with passion, motivation, energy, things like that. As the four, it's still early in the numerology part, so it's still considered a beginning, but it's a success, a celebration right here. So the Four of Spring, even though it's still early in the venture, whatever this may be, some type of a goal that you're working toward, you haven't by any means accomplished it yet, but you have accomplished enough to feel that it warrants a time of celebration of your success that you've had so far. So it's still early, but things are going really well, and it seems to be a cause for celebration. This can also have to do with things like weddings, not in the matrimonial or relationship sense, but more in the celebratory sense. So it could apply to things, even though, I guess this shows a couple, but it's not really about relationships. It's more about celebration. So it could be, anything like bar mitzvah or graduation, that type of thing. So this is, we look at this couple and they're standing there and they're celebrating most likely what is their marriage. There is a castle in the background, so it looks as if, they've definitely made it as far as their living conditions. Everything seems to be well, and there really isn't anything troubling to worry about at the moment. As you can see, there are words here at the bottom. I don't ever read those. My other decks don't have them, and because the meaning of a card varies depending on where it's placed and the other cards around it, it isn't as helpful as one may believe. But we'll still read that. In this situation, it might be relevant. It says, be grateful, you have much to celebrate, deep feelings of peace and happiness, a contented personal life. I find that reading that doesn't really add anything, but all right, so there's that. What crosses you? This is something that influences this situation. And this is the Six of Spring. So we have another spring card. There's a lot of fire going on here. So a lot of action. If you have a goal that you're moving toward, this definitely would be indicative of that, making some progress. Also, this one is very similar to this. This one is, a celebration, and this is victory. So this is having, again, it's still early, so you're not there yet, but it's checking off another checkbox. It's reaching another milestone. The warning of this card, because it is victory, and the temptation is to, just stop and celebrate your success. And there isn't anything wrong with that. Definitely do that. But don't, as they say, rest on your laurels or stop trying or become complacent. Continue to put forth the same enthusiasm and energy because you're not there yet. So acknowledge that the work that you've done so far has paid off, certainly, and recognize that you do have a small victory, but there is still more to be done. So you got to keep your head in the game, as they say. And then if we look at the bottom of this one, it says, wonderful news is on its way, smart choices that bring rewards, success, and public recognition. So this influences this right here. So possibly, throughout the celebration, whatever you're doing during this celebration part may lead to further success. Or since this crosses this the other way around, So, all right. And actually, that would seem to be that way to me. So there's a victory, and there's a reason to be celebrating because of that, which is awesome so far. Okay, so what's beneath you? This is the foundation of your issue. Could be something in the distant past. Although time is very relative when it comes to tarot. So past could be past like a day or a week or a year, but you'll have a feeling for when these things are in your life. Okay, so what is beneath you? We have the Eight of Spring. This one, again, another staves or fire. So this means that at the foundation of this issue, some things were happening very quickly, almost in an overwhelming way, but not a negative overwhelming way. It was exciting. So possibly a flurry of communication, emails going back and forth, or texts going back and forth, or just things falling into place very quickly. So while there was a lot to pay attention to and a lot going on, in a way a little bit stressful, but an excited stressful. Like I said, it's something that you're passionate about, something that you're happy about. And so to have all this stuff going on was definitely not unwelcome. And that may even be, what springboarded the current success and victory celebration, that type of thing. So maybe you had a whole bunch of ideas, they all just started firing off, and then you put something into action and somebody else got involved and the word spread really quickly, or things just moved along very quickly. The bottom of this one says stress that comes from having many things happening at once, successful multitasking, sudden events or changes. And I wouldn't focus on the stress word because, like I said, this isn't like a bad card, and none of the cards are bad, but this isn't a warning card or a negative in any way. So all right, and your recent past, this is what's behind you. We have the Hermit. So in the recent past, you took maybe some time to yourself, and this being a major arcana card, it would be a significant life event. So this would mean that you took some time to yourself to just go within, to be introspective, to get to know yourself. Who am I? What do I want? What do I want to do? And it's important that we all take that time. That's how we develop our wisdom. And so when you pull away from society a little bit, not necessarily full on hermit mode, this doesn't necessarily mean that you locked yourself in your basement, you didn't take any phone calls or have any visitors for a period of time. But it could just be a little bit more psychologically withdrawn, taking a little bit more time to reflect, meditate, think, not really moving forward yet, just kind of processing what's happened so far and thinking about where you are now, where you want to get, how you're going to get there, and cultivating the wisdom, drawing upon your stores of wisdom that you have accumulated so far. So this says, find or be a mentor, take a break from society, a commitment to your spiritual growth. Since it relates to this situation right here, I feel that was a very important part of what's going on, is that you did take some time to be with yourself and to find out, where you wanted to go, gather your bearings, collect yourself, and listen to your inner voice. Okay, your near future. This is before you. We have the Three of Autumn. So this is the first of the pip cards that is not fire. This is actually earth. And this is a very good one. So this indicates like a collaboration. So earth, or pentacles in the regular deck, it has a lot to do with work, being compensated for your labor, doing things that result in material rewards. So it's very the mundane, or the materialistic, like family, finances, home, work, stuff like that. I know I said work like 500 times, but when we get to the three, so again, this is early in the journey. But so, like the one, you plant the seed, the two, maybe you've got some cooperation, like a partnership more type of thing. And the three, it could be a group project. So in your near future, there may be more people coming in to collaborate with you, more people lending their support or their talents, their advice. And this is still, not anywhere near completion, but this is the next step of your journey, is having more collaboration and more cooperation from others. And if we look at the bottom, this one says, follow your passion when it comes to your career, be the best at what you do, feeling compensated for your creative talents. And so it doesn't really mention anything about the collaboration thing, but that definitely is a hallmark of a three. But as it relates to the other parts too, again, like I said, Earth, Pentacles, you've been working on something and it's going to start paying off, and you're going to start having some cooperation or some help with that in the near future. What crowns you? This is the best thing you have going for you in regards to this situation. This is the Four of Winter. So this is a Swords card. Swords have to do with communication and painful life lessons, although neither of those fit this to a T. This isn't a bad card at all. No, like I said, none of them are bad. And this actually ties very well into the Hermit. So recently having, like I said, taken some time to listen to yourself and focus on you as far as taking introspective time, that benefited you a lot because you took a rest. Rest is so much needed, even when we feel like we're so busy, so much is going on. You know, we have to go. A lot of times we feel like we have to be so many things to so many people, and we have to keep on working because we fear that it's our responsibility to make sure things don't fall apart. This is a very wise decision to take a rest. This is not really a depression or a stress in any way. This is that wise decision to take some time to recuperate. We all need to do that, to gather back our strength, to take a break, to recharge, and rest. And so the best thing that you have going for you is that you definitely know when it is time to rest, to recharge your batteries so that you can get back into it with a clear head and with energy. Because if we keep pushing ourselves past the point that we know that we should, a lot of ugly feelings like resentment can build, and confusion, frustration, and our project isn't going to end up going the way we want it to, or we won't really care so much about it anymore because we're feeling, frazzled and stressed to the max. So definitely take rest when rest is called for, and that is a huge benefit to all of this. And we'll read the bottom. Set aside your concerns for now. You can make a decision later. Solutions that come from meditation, the need for more sleep, or a vacation. And since that is in that position, that's something that you are aware of, and that's a good thing. Okay. You, in this situation, we have the Dreamer. In a regular deck, and I like how this deck names things because we have these negative connotations with certain names of certain cards, and it keeps people from hearing the message because they get caught up on the verbiage. This is the Fool in a regular deck. But the Fool doesn't mean somebody foolish or stupid. It is somebody that's starting off on something, not really knowing how it's going to go, possibly not feeling terribly prepared, but just having that courage and that conviction to just leap and see where things go, see where life takes you. And the universe rewards people who put it all out there like that, who take risks. And so this would say that you in this situation are somebody who's just going to go for it. You don't have a guarantee of anything. You don't really have it like all planned out or like meticulously analyzed or anything like that, but you believe in it and you have optimism and you're just going to go for it and see what happens, and you don't need to have a guarantee of anything or a map, or really, to have any plans besides, just feeling from your intuition where the universe guides you and trusting that you're going to end up just where you need to be. So that's wonderful. Okay, and also that would signify that you are at the beginning of a journey, and that a lot of the earlier cards kind of affirm that. We've got a 3 and a 4 and a 3, so that's all, definitely being in an early part, and it's necessary to have this trust at this point of a journey because we don't have the rewards coming back yet. We don't have the return on our investment. We don't have the confirmation yet that things are going to work out. So at this point, it still does require that we just have a lot of blind faith. And you definitely do. So that's good. Okay. In your environment, this is something in your environment that affects the situation that we're talking about. This is the 8 of Summer. Summer is cups. So that has to do with like love, affection, emotions, that kind of thing. Now, because this is your environment, this isn't necessarily you. The cups are generally very positive cards. This is the one that is just has a little bit of a, I wouldn't even say a pessimistic lean, but it's not as celebratory as the others. But in the context that it is, it, definitely fits. So in your environment, there is something that you may be walking away from because you find that it really just isn't fulfilling you. It isn't meeting your needs. And it just doesn't feel right for you anymore. Like you've outgrown it, or it just isn't emotionally satisfying. And that may tie into the other things that you have going on right now. In fact, it would indicate that it does, that there was something that you were putting your energy to that didn't really give back in a way that made you feel emotionally rewarded. And for whatever reason, you've decided to abandon that pursuit or to walk away from it or to search for something that's more fulfilling, which I feel is all of this. Whatever this is happening, you're heading more in that direction and away from something that didn't bring you the joy, happiness, and peace that you would like to have in your life. And if we read the bottom, it says the desire for a more meaningful life, realizing it's time to move on, choosing to make major life changes. Okay, we're almost done. Your hopes and or fears as it relates to this situation. This is the Queen of Spring. So again, we're back to the fire. A lot of fire, so that definitely things are moving and happening, and that's great. I love this suit because it's so energetic and great. So this would be a person, and since this is your hopes or fears, I would venture a guess that this would be a hope that you could be this woman. This is a woman who, she's got it all together. She's a go-getter. She's going for what she wants, and she's mature about it. If we had a princess, well, she's just still a little bit scattered and undisciplined, and she's got the energy but not necessarily the focus, and things aren't necessarily going to go where she wants them to go. But since you hope to be the queen, this is the queen that has the same amount of energy and motivation, but she knows how to direct it to benefit herself in the best way. She knows how to get the most out of what she's doing. She can channel and focus all of that energy and motivation into maximum output the way that she wants it to go. So she just has better control over it and better focus. So you are, hoping to be that in regards to this situation. And it says, believe in yourself. Wonderful people want to help you maintain a balance between work and home life. And so if we add that in there too, maybe that's hoping, you may be hoping to be able to keep all of that in balance, which again is a mature queen type of ability. If we had this with the princess, again, she can tend to throw herself wholeheartedly into one pursuit while neglecting or abandoning others and failing to keep balance. All right, last card. This is your possible outcome if you continue on the current path. As I tell everybody, tarot is not meant to say, well, this is what's going to happen and there's nothing you can do about it, because why would we do that? We always have free will. We can make different decisions at any time. So if any part of this looks like a direction you don't want to head in, at least it gives you the heads up so you can make decisions that will steer you in a little bit of a different direction. But if you continue on the path that you're on right now, the possible outcome for you is the Empress. The Empress is the nurturer of the tarot, so she's definitely it's not like a power thing. She does in a way have power, but it's not something that she wields over other people or subjects, other people below her. She nurtures everybody. So she's like the mother, like I said, the mother of the tarot. She has the means to take care of everybody. So yes, you can see she's got fancy glittering things and the nice dress and the gold and the big house and stuff, but that's not what she's about. She doesn't really live for that. Yes, she has those things, but she likes to use those things to be able to give to others, to be able to take care of others, and she knows that she is able to give to others without taking from herself. She will be okay. She can still be comfortable and be able to be generous, and that's really all that she lives for. So this would tell me that the possible outcome of your situation, if you continue on the current path, would be to be in this place of material abundance, but not for its own sake, to being able to be able to provide and take care of and nurture other people, and that gives a feeling of joy and blessing, and that for you would be the blessing in this. So hopefully some of that resonated with you, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to practice on you. I'm going to go ahead and upload this video, and I will send you a link, and happy holidays.